I'm back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. All right, ladies. I come to talk to y'all ladies. And I'm coming to teach y'all how to know the difference and pay attention to the game. I'm finna teach y'all how the game is played, ladies. I'm finna teach y'all how the game is played and what to look out for. Because look, ladies, you got Jezebels out there that like to keep up a lot of crap. And real ladies don't fall for that. Real ladies don't fall for the Jezebel crap. You know what real ladies do? They just keep on going on about their business and living their life and keep building. That's what real ladies do. They don't have the time for crap. They don't. Real ladies don't have time for that. They got too much to do on this earth to be thinking about, crazy things. And I'm going to tell you something. A real man, now listen to me, ladies, listen to me. A real man is going to respect a real woman. You understand what I'm saying? A real man is going to respect a real woman. Now, don't get me wrong now. They will. If a Jezebel come towards a real man. Now, some real men will turn down the Jezebel in a blink of an eye. Some real men will go ahead and make that play just to see what the Jezebel is about. And when they find out that the Jezebel ain't nothing but about giving up her body and wanting money, then once the real man find out about that, then he walks away because he don't have the time for it. He just be trying to see is the Jezebel gonna fall right into that trap. And sometimes the Jezebels do fall into the trap, and then the real man call them out and then walk away from them. See, that's how real mans play it. They not finna sit here and deal with no Jezebel. They don't do that. They'll tell a Jezebel to go on about their business, or sometimes they will just use that Jezebel for a minute and walk away from the Jezebel. And then a real man will tell the Jezebel, well, I got me a real woman. Why would I need you when I got a real woman right there by my side? You came up to me. I didn't come to you. You came to me. So I gave you what you wanted. That's how a real man talk to a Jezebel. And let me tell you something. A real man barely calls a woman a B. A real man barely does that. They don't like to disrespect sophisticated women. They would never do that. But when it comes to a Jezebel, and the Jezebel keep pushing up on them, they're going to call that Jezebel a B. Because that's what a real man do when they don't want Jezebels in their face. They call them a name and tell them to get out their face. Because they're not about that. And when the Jezebel keep pushing up on them, then they're going to go ahead and give that Jezebel what they want. And then laugh in the Jezebel face and walk away. That's what a real man does. That's what he does. And I'm going to tell you something else about a real man. He's going to dare that Jezebel to go back and tell his main woman what he did with her. And if she go back and tell her what she did with him, what you think gonna happen with that Jezebel if she do that? What you think gonna happen? You ain't gonna see that Jezebel no more. Because a real man don't play. You gotta understand this. A real man is about his money, and he's about the woman that, has his back. That's what a real man is about. He's about his money, and he's about the real woman that has his back. Now, if his woman has his back, he not finna let nobody else come in and mess that up. But if a Jezebel come in his face and she keep coming up in his face, she gonna give him what he wants. And when that Jezebel gives him what he wants, and then he tell the Jezebel to go on about her business, the Jezebel keep pushing up on him, he gonna do what he gonna do to get that Jezebel out of his face. That's what a real man does. And he would tell the Jezebel, if you go and tell my main woman what went down, you better think about it twice before you go back and tell her. Because you know what's going to happen to you if you go back and run your mouth to my main woman. But see, you got to look at this. What real mans don't understand, that the Father is always closer than what they think. That's the main mistake that real mans don't get. That the Father is always closer than what they think. Regardless of what they do, the Father is always closer than what they think. So the Jezebel don't have to go back and tell the main woman. The Father gonna do that. Oh yeah. The Father gonna do that. You know why? Because the real man stepped out on the real woman. And that's when the Father stepped in. And he called him out. And he let the real woman know what the real man did. And then that's up to the real woman to make the decision on if she wanted to stay with that man after he stepped out on her. That's what you got to look at. And then another thing you got to look at about a real man. If he get a Jezebel pregnant, and his main woman don't know nothing about it, and he don't want his main woman to know nothing about it, and if that Jezebel go back and tell his main woman that she is pregnant by him, and he tell that Jezebel, don't you go back and tell my main woman nothing, because you're not finna come between me and my main woman. You should have used something, or you wouldn't have got pregnant. Or he'll tell her, you should have got rid of that baby, because I don't want no baby. Not by you. Why would I want a baby by a Jezebel when I got a real woman that I can have a baby by? That's what real men say to Jezebels. I'm telling y'all the truth. This is how they talk. This is exactly how they talk. And if that woman go back and tell on that real man and tell his real woman, that woman, what you think gonna happen to her? What you think gonna happen to her? You're not gonna see that woman no more. And if she don't get rid of that baby like he tell her to, and she don't do it, he's gonna get rid of her and that baby. That's what a real man do. Because he don't want no woman, no Jezebel coming in, messing up what he got going on with the main woman that he got. He know this main woman got his back, and he ain't gonna let nobody come in and blow that down. So if he got to get rid of that Jezebel, that's what he's gonna do. But the point is, you gotta look at this. The real man don't know that the Father is closer than what he think. That's the point right there. He don't realize that the Father is closer than what he thinks. Because the Father is standing there watching everything and seeing everything that's going down. So, if he thinking that the Jezebel gonna go back and tell, no, the Jezebel ain't gonna do that. The Father gonna do that. He's gonna go to the main woman and tell the main woman what's going down. And when he tell the main woman, the real man gonna think that the Jezebel told his main woman, but she didn't. The Father did. The Father did. So if that man get rid of that Jezebel, then that's the karma that's going to come back on the real man. That's the point that mans don't even think about. They don't think about that. They don't think about that. They don't think about, yes, your karma comes back on you when you do the things that you do. Because the point is that you should have never stepped out no way on the real woman. Regardless if the Jezebel came up in your face, you still shouldn't have crossed that line And that's when you made the Father step in and the Father handled it for himself. That's what it works. So people got to realize that whatever y'all do, y'all karma comes back 100-fold on women's and man's. Your karma comes back regardless of what y'all do. If you a Jezebel, a real woman, or whatever you is, your karma comes back 100-fold regardless of what you do. And that's what y'all got to think about. Don't think that you going to walk God's green earth and thinking that you're not going to get caught in the reaction of what you do. Because you're going to get caught in your reactions. Oh, y'all. Oh, yeah. You're going to get caught. Because that's the way the Father is. You don't harm nobody for no reason or something that you put yourself into. You put yourself there. You don't blame the other person because you didn't have to interact with that person. You interact with that person because that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to be smart in what you was going to do. But you never know that the Father is always around the corner, listening to everything that goes on. That's what the Father does. He always listening to everything. Everything that anybody do, the Father is always around the corner, watching and listening. And that's where y'all comebacks 100-fold. That's right. That's when y'all come back on y'all. So, nobody, and I mean nobody, don't get away with nothing that they do. Their karma comes back 100-fold. Sure do. Your karma comes back 100-fold. So, every time anybody think about doing things that they should not do, you better think about it again. Because like I said, the Father is always around the corner. Closer than what you think. He always around the corner. Watching and listening. All the time. He always watching and listening. And nobody don't get away with nothing. And then people wonder like, why did this happen to me? Okay, just go back and think about what you've done. Go back. Even if you did it in your 20s, in your teens, in your 30s, in your 40s, whatever time you did what you did, go back and think about why you did what you did and why karma is coming back on you 100-fold. Go back and think about that. And then when you go back and you think about it, then you know why karma is hitting you, because the Father